Hi everyone, welcome back to Kimmy's Garage. Today I want to introduce you to our newest team member, Brianna Cussy.
Hi everybody.
Bree will be assisting me in future episodes. Today on Kimmy's Garage, we are going to outline the installation of the Aerospace Components rear brake kit. We'll be installing it on this M9 rear housing that was provided to us by our friends at Moser Engineering. We are starting off with a brand new rear housing and axles, so everything is perfectly clean. If you are starting off with an existing rear end, you will first want to remove all the existing braking components. You will then need to clean all the mounting surfaces, such as the housing ends and axle flanges. A clean workspace will make installation easier. We will lay out all the components of the brake kit and the necessary installation tools. You will need a 9/16 wrench, a 5/32 hex key, acetone or brake cleaner, a few clean rags, and red high-strength Loctite. In this next step, we'll be cleaning the rotor mounting screws and threaded holes in the brake pads with acetone. We will then dry these pieces with compressed air. Apply red Loctite to the 16 low head screws. Then get the screws started through the rotor and into the brake pads. At this point, I suggest putting the rotor into a vise, so tightening the screws will be easier. Fully tighten the screws with the provided hex key. Get them as tight as possible, or about 16 to 18 foot-pounds. In this next step, we will attach the caliper mounting bracket to the housing end. Make sure when attaching the bracket that the raised portion of the insert is facing towards the outside of the car. You must use a nylock nut or a grade 8 hex nut and a split ring lock washer to prevent loosening over time. In this application, which is an Olds Pontiac, the bracket also retains the axle bearing into the housing end. We can now install the rotor hat assembly by sliding the hat over the wheel studs and axle flange and securing it with at least 3 lug nuts. At this point, we are now ready to install the brake calipers. With the bleeder screw at the top position, slide the caliper over the rotor, noting where the parting line of the caliper is in relation to the center of the rotor. Shims may be required between the caliper and mounting bracket to center the caliper on the rotor. Bolt the caliper to the bracket with the 3/8 24 by 1/4 hex head grade 8 bolts using the split ring lock washers and shimming as needed. Install the brake pads. Make sure the pad material is facing the rotor. Tighten the 10/32 pad bolt until it is just snug. You are now ready to attach the brake lines and bleed the system. Once that is completed, you can test the brakes in a safe area at low speeds while bedding in the brake pads. After this initial run, check all fasteners and re-torque as needed. And that's how you install an Aerospace Components rear brake kit. It's as simple as that. Thanks for joining us today on Kimmy's Garage.
Happy racing!
See you again soon.